Ladies and gentlemen, moving straight on to the next hour of the evening. This is an amateur A-class bout fought over 33 minutes and 66 kills and proudly sponsored by Valhalla Fireware. Your first fighter, stepping into the cage and fighting out the red corner, Harvey Roberts. Stepping into the cage and fighting out the blue corner, Stian. Weight is 65.8. He's 18. Studs 5'9". He fights out of the MMA Academy and hails from Liverpool, Harvey Roberts. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue weight is 66.2. He's 22. Stands at 6'1". He fights out of Frontline Academy and hails from Oslo, Norway, Stian. The referee is the Simon Stepinski.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the action continues on here with this 66-kilogram amateur contest. Harvey Roberts representing the MMA Academy Liverpool. KC Fight Base fighting out of the red corner, the black shorts trimmed with yellow, as he takes on Frontline MMA Academy's Stian Aavick in the black shorts.
Not wasting any time, getting straight into it. Lovely combination there.
Stian Aavick trying to fight behind that length he's got. 6'1", he's a big featherweight. Tall featherweight.
Roberts looking very confident in his boxing. In just a few combinations he's thrown so far, he's looked very powerful, very quick, but also mixing it up nicely to the body and to the head.
Not afraid to go the distance as well, Harvey Roberts. All three of his wins come by way of decision, so he's more than capable of
which if anything is what you want at this level. You want as much time to get comfortable in the cage as possible. You know, we see a lot of guys start off their amateur career absolutely blowing everybody out of the water, first round finishes, and then by the time they're up to that level in competition and they've got to go up, they're not used to that adversity, they're not used to the cage time. So
Harvey Roberts there landed a couple of good shots to the body just a moment ago, and it is the shorter man that's controlling the center of the fighting area thus far.
Well, Aavick's really struggling to establish range at the moment. He can't seem to keep his man away from him. Could probably do with pumping out the jab a little bit more.
Yeah.
A bit more on his toes, a bit more footwork.
Keep Roberts at that arm's length, as it were.
Yeah, whereas right now, Roberts can enter into distance, his range, whenever he wants. There's no punishment. There's no recourse for Aavick right now for when he has his space invaded. He's got to create something to gain the respect of Roberts.
Roberts again holding the center of the fighting area.
Nice side kick there off the lead leg. You don't see too many of those at the amateur level, but very efficient, very effective.
And the next generation, Frederick Stadman, who's representing Frontline tonight, forced up against the cage. Was trying to work behind those long front kicks and teeps up the middle, but Roberts manages to get in on him now. Right in the MMA Academy Liverpool man's corner as well. Drag him down and have Jason Tan whisper sweet nothings in his ear.
Again, both of these guys have some pretty good jiu-jitsu experts in their corner. I can't imagine either of them are going to be short for information.
Roberts with that old school foot stomp just a moment ago, pressuring his man heavy up against the cage.
Again, you don't see too many of those at the amateur level. It's much more a tool that you see utilized at pro.
And just as the round ends, Stian Aavick manages to turn Roberts back against the cage. But I'm surprised Roberts has had a lot of success in sorting out the distance in this fight, maintaining his range, not allowing Stian Aavick to take advantage of the reach that he has on him.
Well, if you take a fighter that everybody knows, like Dan Hooker, for example, became very famous for being the taller, rangier fighter who would leave things for opponents to walk onto if they tried to invade his space, whether that would be a big knee up the middle, a step-in elbow, or something like that, something to make the opponent pay for trying to take that space.
Ask Arnold Allen, he got robbled for a moment.
Exactly. So I think that's really what Aavick could do. He needs to find a tool that he can use to make his opponent pay for when he tries to close that distance. And then it'll be much more competitive for him on the feet, I feel.
Well, we'll see if Harvey Roberts, again fighting out of the red corner, the black trunks trimmed with yellow. See if he can set the pace for the round again. Stian Aavick fighting out of the blue corner, the black long shorts. Oh,
Nice exchange there from both men. Although it looks like Aavick's being a lot more aggressive in this second round.
But as he walked himself into a big old takedown.
There was that framing on the face from Aavick that was keeping Roberts from being able to finish that takedown, although Roberts is very deep on this body lock here.
Yeah,
he
and
might turn to his right, finish the takedown.
Takes that leg as well. Look how tight he's staying to stand. And again, those foot stomps from back in the day, looking to transition, maybe to try and get underneath those hips.
Aavick's gone for a very deep underhook here.
Got it.
Oh, it looks like he's going to go for the Kimura.
But if Harvey now can just turn his man and extricate his head, he'll have succeeded in the takedown. Stands so heavy. Climbing the back, perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try and get his head out and take the back.
Good
Aavick
work.
does the right thing and turns back into
Yeah,
him.
good work by Stian Aavick there, turning back in.
Some really good glimpses or some quite good takedown defense here from Aavick in this round.
Yeah, and again, trying to land that knee up the middle and
being much more aggressive on the feet.
And Roberts decides, all right, we're going to push you off and start again. And he's landed a few of those low kicks to the calf now. And Stian Aavick lands one of his own.
Aavick not checking a lot of them, which is why I think that Roberts has gone to it so much.
Change of stance. And again, now they're both trying to take away the wheels, the momentum.
Nice
In on
shot
that
there.
single, yeah. But great takedown defense on display from the MMA Academy Liverpool man. Tries to get that nice wide base. Oh, now.
Using the guillotine as a threat.
Oh! Now is he trying to go high angle with this? Is that a power guillotine? No.
No, I don't think he has it.
But it certainly made Stian Aavick look for a way out.
But forced him to sit to his back and able to take some of the pressure off that guillotine.
No shots not getting through. Sensible guard brought up.
No space being given to Aavick here by Roberts.
No, he's stand heavy, drags his man, drags him right in the half guard.
This is a nice way to finish the round for
Yeah.
Roberts as well.
15 or so seconds left. And the MMA Academy Liverpool man on top position.
And this is again where the benefit of going to a decision all those times in his career before has helped him. He knows he can go the distance.
Absolutely. He's not going to worry about if he's got 3 more minutes left in him.
He looks fresh as well. Look at him back there in his corner.
Oh, eyes wide
Yeah.
as he takes in the advice.
Sit up straight, not even breathing heavy. Whereas Aavick looks to be, the
Yeah,
fight
looks-
seems to be wearing on him a little.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing the pace a little bit more readily than Harvey Roberts.
And as we see here in the replay, at the beginning of the round, he wasn't doing what we thought he might do, which we thought he might be, countering Harvey as he came in. So he decided instead he was going to take away the space on his own terms.
Yeah.
Rather than let Harvey Roberts come into him, he instead pushed forward and applied the pressure, which maybe is the correct option to go for here in this third round, because he could easily be down 2 rounds. Maybe a real aggressive approach is exactly what he needs.
Well, could be a very interesting 3 minutes here in this amateur 66 kilogram contest. Harvey Roberts fighting out of the red corner, the black trunks trimmed with yellow, representing MMA Academy Liverpool and KC Fight Base, as he takes on frontline MMA Academies Stian Aavick in the black next generation shorts. That looping left hand lands for Roberts.
Boxing of Harvey Roberts has been pretty tight throughout this fight so far, and that has not changed in the third round. If anything, it looks like he's become a bit more comfortable throwing his hands.
He certainly looks a little bit fresher. Just dances out of the way of that jab. Roberts now just holds that center of that cage. Waits for Aavick to come in.
I think the lesson that we learned from the second round is that Aavick can have success, but only when he chooses to be first.
Yeah.
He's got to choose to bring the fight to Roberts. Whereas right now he's just walking into space and then just kind of waiting. He's watching to see what Roberts is going to do. And then by the time Roberts is done, it's too late to counter.
Too late, yeah, not reacting to it. It's too late. Watching it, checks that leg kick. Changes stance. Is Aavick.
And Roberts isn't being predictable. He's moving off at angles. He's going to the body, to the head. He's kicking the leg a lot.
And doesn't make any sense for Harvey Roberts to get a...
I think he might have Aavick
yeah.
to the body here. I think a mixture of how draining the fight has been.
Well,
Of those body shots that
onto the back now, but
Roberts invested in.
fighting the hands, trying to break that grip. And again, transitions to the single now.
This could be Aavick's last real
Like hurrah, gets those hands clasped, trying to get under the hips, but a good wide base from Harvey Roberts denies the takedown.
I think Roberts has managed to get himself past that.
Yes.
And now he's going to impose himself for this last minute of round 3, I think. Good, strong body lock, head control. Aavick not defending the same way he was in the first round.
No, Roberts just pressuring.
And before, in the first round, we were seeing really deep underhooks and overhooks from Aavick, legs spread wide apart, but now we see...
Yeah, not quite so much.
As fatigue has set in, you become just a little bit less strict with yourself.
But he's staying resolute. Oh.
Sucked away from the cage.
Just like quicksand, dragged down by Harvey Roberts there.
It truly is incredible how much conditioning can play a role in these fights, because as we were just saying, that takedown would not have been so easy in round one. And then just through sheer determination, grit, and making the fight gritty and difficult,
yep.
He's managed to suck all of the energy out of his man, and now those takedowns are coming super easy.
Absolutely. Stepped into the half guard there to finish, and
I don't think a lot of people will be arguing.
No, I think that this is probably one of the easier decisions our judges have had to make tonight. Stayed aggressive and stayed active. Again, Harvey Roberts, Stian Aavick, when he came forward, and just not enough. When he came forward, he was causing some problems, making Roberts ask some questions, but a great...
And it's one of those shoulda, coulda, woulda things, isn't it? If he'd have known that in the first round when he was a bit more fresh, maybe he could have taken advantage of putting his man on the back foot, but because he was already tired by the time that second round came, by the time he'd figured out how he could, best increase his chances of winning, it was too late. He was already fatigued.
Well, give a quick shout out to DN4 Photography, Volker Knight, and Eric's Fight Gear. And let's not forget our media partners, Combat Sports UK. Thank you for your work here at the Almighty Fighting Championships. Our judges' scorecards have been tabulated, and we're just waiting now for Mr. Sefcon to step into the cage, and he will make the result official.
Fighters to the center of the cage, please. Fighters to the center of the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we'll go to the judges' scorecard. Judge 1 scores is 30-27. Judge 2, 30-27. And Judge 3, 30-27. All 3